let's do quickly some general public comment. Mr. Preven, we want to start off with Mr. Preven. So if I could get his name up on my screen. And, okay, Mr. Preven, you've got items 1, 1P, 1T, 1X, 12, 13, 14. And general, Mr. Preven, do you want to speak? Then come forward.
Mr. President.
Mr. Preven, if you want to speak, come forward and be prepared to speak. Yes, Madam Clerk.
Mr. President, there is a request to continue 1B and I to February 28, 2017, sir.
Okay, without objection. Okay, so he gets his 3 minutes, and you know the items you can speak on. So go ahead, Mr. Preven.
Thank you. There's a photo shoot to my immediate left, sir. Is this...
Mr. Preven, would you just go ahead?
It's very distracting, but sure, yeah, I'll
Mr.
try my best.
Preven,
Sure, I'm trying
stay
to.
on item, or you'll be asked to sit down. Go ahead.
Right. Item 1 is the lien item, and you have today from CD7 where there is a vacant seat in violation of the charter. You are pretending to be the leader. There are 4 separate liens on from CD7. It is heartbreaking because, as the people to my immediate left who are being celebrated with Mr. Roux know, we are facing a terrible poverty crisis in our districts, and people who can't fix up or haven't fixed up are going to be asked to do it and have, but these are not that. These are liens against properties that have been old and dredged up by a mayoral policy to go after Angelenos. And in case you're curious, Mr. Price, who had that wonderful presentation with that football team today, I was very touched by that. And sir, your puppy was sweet too. But he only has 1 today because he knows that at the Reef later this week, Mayor Garcetti, tomorrow actually, there will be a big job fair for Uber where Connie Llanos, I think she's with Airbnb, is going to be holding court. And he's got videos all over USA Today. It's very exciting. Please go if you're looking for a job in the tech sector.
He's not
well,
on the agenda.
jobs in the tech sector, sir, is our mantra here at City Hall. Thank you. And to move forward with the item number 1, there are also in Council District 8, where I have been tracking it carefully, Marquise Harris Dawson is showing some very limited about a mercy here. He's only has 2 liens against his constituents in CD8. Mr. Weezar has risen to the challenge and has 3 in Council District 14. He is going after 3 separate families who are being penalized. And by the way, the city is expert at finding ways to dredge up old penalties and fines. They're also doing it now for many residents with the Office of Business and Finance tax, which I think council members have come out and spoken about as being ridiculous. And in New York, $75 million lawsuit about illegal summonses.
Again,
okay, last warning, Mr. In fact, you know what? Let's go. You can go to your general public comment now.
Finish on the other item, sir.
I'm on item number 2. Go ahead. No, Mr. This is your general public comment. You were warned 3 times. Go ahead.
Sir, you're in violation of the law during my general
Mr.
public
Preven,
comment.
you want to speak or not? Do you want to speak or not?
Yes, I'm speaking, sir. You're
Go
talking
ahead.
over me. You keep talking over me, sir. It's not appropriate. I am a well-regarded speaker. I'm running for the office of mayor in Los Angeles. This endless supply of violating me is not going to cut it, and people know it, sir. We are on to you. And Stefan Faubel, who is your attorney from Pasadena, who is now sitting in for Dion O'Connell, who was retired politely from the conduct that has been going on in this hall for a long period of time, thanks to Mayor Garcetti and your leadership. It is not okay. People came down to address the Scott Pruitt item. Now you won't let me speak up and say that I'm against this. I'm against this guy from the being seated in the EPA. It's an item on the agenda, and you violated me because I am trying to speak in a way that I like to speak, which is cogently and on point. And Mr. Faubel thinks that if I mention something that's not exactly on the item, that's a violation of the Brown Act.
Thank you. Your time's expired. Okay, Mr. Walsh.